beautiful lovelies of the world, it's me, Queen Nightmare, and I have a friend with me here today to help me make my video. Say hi to Luna.
Hey, yo. Sup, dude.
Wow, such a guy thing. Sup, dude. But
Sup, dude.
we're gonna find out what we want on Wattpad. Actually, I already have a story picked out, so
Cool.
so
Right into it.
One of my users wanted me to read their Wattpad, but they never gave me what they wanted. So these are disturbing.
What isn't?
What isn't disturbing for Wattpad things? Let's do this one. This one looks cool. It's called Limits. It has 26 parts. Don't worry, we're not reading it all.
26 parts. Let's do it.
We can read this binge morning by morning, yeah. Oh my gosh. Do you want to start as narrator?
So this is narrator.
Do you want to be Draco? He's the blonde dude. Cute blondie.
Okay, sure.
Okay. Read it.
Oh. Sorry.
Mended together.
Kavana. Shit. Starting off with the hard names.
Kavana Elzendor. Go ahead.
Was sitting next to Draco
No.
Malfoy, listening to him ranting about the famous Harry Potter. Like, who doesn't?
Yeah, exactly.
She was very much used to this along with the other Slytherin pansies.
Pansy. Okay, want me to read
Shut-
it? Pansy.
Pansies.
You're making me laugh. You're ruining the whole Harry Potter universe just by the names.
I'm sorry.
They can hear us just like this.
No.
Pansy, Blaze, Crab, Goyle, and Newt.
He suddenly stopped, and all eyes turned to him, a look of surprise written in their faces. What they weren't used to was seeing Draco practically crying his eyes out when he saw the female weasel giving Potter a kiss in the cheek.
I mean, like, I cried at that part, too.
In the cheek.
In the cheek.
No,
That'd be disgusting. Oh.
Did she just, like, open up his mouth and kiss him in the cheek?
That'd be gross.
That was way too close to the mouth area of Potter. I would say so. It was in the cheek. She practically went inside his mouth.
You wanted to get inside of him. Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Go on.
After the war, the 8th years had to be put together because there wasn't enough room for all of them to be in their respective houses. The headmistress...
You want me to say it?
Yeah.
The headmistress McGonagall had given every eighth year a dorm for themselves, and even a table in the Great Hall for them.
Great.
Great. I wish I was them. They get their own dorm. Okay, now you're down.
Oh, yeah. So here they were, all the 8th year Slytherins, who had happened to be forced by the...
I love the head shake. She's just shaking her head going, the 8th year Slytherins doing stuff. Oh my gosh. Are you okay? Did you accidentally burn?
It wasn't even a purpose, literally.
I almost made her throw up. That's not okay.
It might have been blood. I don't know.
Oh my gosh. Do you want me to keep on reading?
No, I got this.
Okay. Oh, no.
So here they were.
the head shake.
All the 8th year Slytherins who had happened to be forced by the ministry to attend Hogwarts for their final year sat in silence at the end of the table, watching Draco look at the exchange between Potter and the Weasley.
Are you okay?
I feel like there's
Weaselette. Okay, let me go on before you die. I accidentally made her laugh too much. Caviana took a sharp breath. Pansy gasped, and Theo.
Pansy gas.
No, Pansy. Don't worry, gasped. Theo paled. Crab and Goyle contemplated whether or not they should leave or comfort Draco. And Blaze looked with sad eyes at Draco. And then the beginning of the term, Potter and Draco seemed to have developed some kind of truce and were polite to each other. What is that like? What is that like?
I don't know. I mean, I had this truce with some guy, then he commented about something and I slapped him so hard he got a concussion, so...
Wait, when did that happen?
8th grade year. Alright, where
Did
are we?
I miss that?
Yeah.
Sometimes you... The very top. Sometimes
you would see the two exchange some words and laugh, but other than that, they didn't have the best friends relationship. That, of course, didn't matter to Draco. During the break, Draco had confessed to Cavanna that he liked Potter very much since 5th year.
She looked at me like, he liked him since 5th year? What the hell? 5th year? See,
Cavanna snorted and almost choked on her chocolate frog.
See, you snorted too. That's the bad thing. Don't snort.
And gave Draco a look of bewildered and amusement and had simply said, "I've known that since you could start talking. Your first words were literally Harry Potter." And left, leaving a very confused Draco. After that, he came out to the rest of the Slytherins and they all accepted him.
Aw, he's sweet.
I've never experienced that in my life.
Why isn't this happening to me?
Being accepted.
My goodness.
The question in the air was, who is the lucky broke? Cavanna smiled in her mind.
Do you want me to help you
at
do
that
this?
memory.
Okay. The question. Read that sentence again, and I'll do mine.
Cavanna smiled in her mind at that memory.
Flashback. So Draco, mind telling us who the lad is that caught your eye?
Blaze said, wiggling his eyebrows.
Oh, honey. Come on, tell us.
Cavanna smirked, knowing, and looked at Draco with an innocent look.
She smiled, and she, before saying, Potter.
All of them turned to look at her, and she had merely inspected her nails, looking as if she had never interrupted. All eyes turned to Draco, and Theo was the first to break the silence.
Did Carvana just say Potter, or am I just hearing things? And needing to check up at St. Mungo's.
I think we all need a checkup if we heard that, Pansy had said with a faraway look in her eyes.
It's your turn.
Draco stayed silent and glared at Cavanna, who just shrugged and went back to reading some muggle book called Carry On. Crab had a look of, I knew it.
That explains a lot.
While Goyle looked at Blaze with his hand stuck out to him, making "you owe me money" sound.
That is our friend group in a bottle. You owe me money now.
Somebody gesture. Draco cleared his throat.
Jeez,
avoiding the curious eyes. All right, yes, the guy is Potter, and I liked him since 5th year, but I didn't. He was cut off by a lot of sure's and whatever lets you sleep at night. Pansy was smirking the whole time, and Blaze kept eyeing him with "we all bloody new mate" face.
We all bloody new mate. What are we
Not
doing?
seemed to be the only person who looked confused and still trying to grasp the idea that Draco liked Potter.
And a flashback. You sure? Oh, you want me to say it? I'll say it. I'll read. I like reading. Hi guys, I'm back. Kavana and Pansy turned their attention to Draco and gave him a sympathetic face. A small lone tear fell on Draco's pale features and slipped into his palm pink lips, slowly falling onto his chin. Why do you describe this? Just say it rolled down his damn face, right? This is poetic, right?
Because the writer really wanted to grasp.
Like
grasp
like how pretty he is.
or dumb.
Oh gosh! Whoa!
Or how sweaty or
That was
teary
a tear.
he is.
His lips were in a pout kind of way, and they were trembling. If you could show the feeling of hurt, pain, and heartbreak, Draco would have been a perfect example on set.
Yes, I think the writer really wanted you
Yeah,
to
that's a good-
imagine how sad he was.
They should write 50 Shades of Grey. You know, they're really
I'm
descriptive.
a really good writer. I describe stuff just like that whenever I want to. I don't do fan fiction, so sorry.
Crap out of luck. I'm just laying on the floor now.
Or maybe I will. I don't know. Potter seemed to feel people stare at him and turned his gaze away from the two Weasleys and
Granger.
Granger
I said that with an accent on accident.
to look at the Slytherins. Abruptly, Draco stood up and rushed out of the Great Halls like, "Oh, hell no."
You know that would be me. I'd be like,
"Oh, hell no."
I would just be like this.
"Oh, hell to the no."
Yes.
Fuck, where was I? Rushed out of the Great Hall, and the rest of the Slytherins followed him with expressionless faces. But not before all gazing at Potter's concerned and confused face. They all glared at him and sent him looks of hatred like, "Boy?"
Yeah.
Even if the poor lad wasn't aware of what the hell he had just done.
He just looked at him. So every time I look at someone who has a crush on me, they'll just run away crying. Crap. Oh.
See, I'm so oblivious.
Yeah, same.
And my crushes is my best friends, and they're even more oblivious.
Yeah.
And, like, at least I have some kind of clue, but I just push it down into
Yeah.
oblivion.
Yeah.
The rest of the month, January, was spent with avoiding Potter and the Gryffindors, giving Weasley girl and Potter stares that could kill someone. Only if looking at someone could kill.
I wish that could.
All my enemies would be dead right now.
Yeah, I would be dead by a lot of people. Yeah.
balancing the consequences of using an unforgivable on...
Want me to read it?
No!
Yeah, I know. Like, there's a lot of people that on Wattpad that make fan fiction and they don't reread everything.
On Potter. And trying to cheer up Draco with... Which was, in all honesty, not working. None of the Slytherins had ever seen Draco like that. Not even when he was assigned the task to kill Dumbledore.
Not even the time he was sent to kill Dumbledore. Oh, the agony.
Or when he was trialed for being an ex-Death Eater.
No, that's true. Sorry, I had to say that.
He was pale, his doll-like features now hollow, and his eyes filled with such emptiness that it hurt to even look at him. He refused to eat and rarely smiled anymore, always quiet.
Since when?
And hiding in the shadows.
I have a question. Since when did Draco smile?
I finally remember who the kid is.
You finally remember who Draco is. Okay, how do you not remember who Draco was?
Look, I was just rewatching the Harry Potter movies, but it was with my boyfriend and he distracted me all throughout, so...
Okay, you remember what it is, the bratty blonde kid.
Yeah.
That's kind of hot. He's now hot.
Okay.
Tom Felton is...
See, whenever you said hot, I'm just like... What kid was blonde and bratty and Slytherins?
And you remember there's a Draco Malfoy in the family.
2 weeks into February, Carvana decided that she had enough of Draco's heartbreaking attitude and started to plan ways into getting Draco to be an old self, become him old self again.
Can I read now? That was
still fucked up.
That was flushed down the toilet, though the Valentines came. The corridors and hallways were filled with people snogging each other. The Great Hall looked worse. It was booked with pink hearts covering the walls. The tables decorated with hearts and balloons along the lace decor. Ooh. Someone gonna bring it out. They had their own dorm, so...
Ooh! Someone about to get it on
Ooh.
in someone else's dorm.
Mm-hmm. Kavina and the rest of what is known as the Silver Eaters, meaning her Pansy, Blaze, Theo, Goyle, and Crab, and sometimes Draco. This is bugging me. I'm going to kill you, fly. There's a fly around the room. And don't kick my bag. That has a computer in there.
The fly was right here, and my foot went a little bit too far.
Okay, sorry. Let me get back to it. Sometimes Draco, when he didn't want to be lonely, came up with a brilliant plan, as they called it, to send Potter a love letter sent from Draco. But they decided against it when they saw Weasley girl approaching Potter with chocolate frogs and a brown teddy bear. You give a boy a teddy bear? Would you give your love a
You
teddy
give a boy chocolate... Never mind.
I mean, like the chocolate,
back.
yeah.
I take
the
that.
teddy bear, though.
I take it back. You would give a boy chocolate frogs in real life.
But, like, I mean...
They would probably be like...
But a teddy bear? Would you give a boy a teddy bear? Unless he likes teddy bears. But, I mean...
Well, if he loves teddy bears and he's really sensitive, then maybe. But if, like, he was a girl in the relationship.
Yeah. If he was about a boy.
Hold on, I need to go get my boyfriend a teddy bear.
About a boy. Okay, let me go. Let me see here. And brown teddy bear and Draco had immediately ran out of the hall and hid in his dorm room the rest of the day.
Same.
Yeah, same. It had taken the whole weekend for Blaze and Theo to convince him to get out and eat with them in the Great Hall. March came, and Draco hadn't changed one bit, unless you recalled the fact that he no longer spoke, hid in his dorm for a long periods of time, cutting any kind of activity by not participating, and this made the Silver Eaters more worried, as it looked like Draco was preferring to act more dead than alive. You know what? My mom have said that. Like, you sound like you're more dead than alive. I want to be dead. Stay away from my room. There you go.
Where are we?
Oh my gosh. You know what? I'll read.
No. I'll read it. I just don't know.
Dead than alive.
Okay.
Potter
still seemed oblivious to the fact that he was the one hurting Draco.
This sounds like he's a dumbass.
He's oblivious, dumbass, just like Ash Ketchum.
Oh gosh. He never grows up after 40 years.
He's 20 now.
And
Supposed to be.
And he's still in a 10-year-old body.
And still hitting on them 10-year-old girls.
Yep.
Potter still seemed oblivious to the fact that he was the one hurting Draco, and didn't even seem to be bothered by the fact that Draco no longer talked to him.
Asshole.
This, of course, infuriated the Silver Eaters even more than the time Blaze had sent a Jinx hex to Potter for being so ignorant. Can you go get that?
Oh, that's your phone. Sorry, keep on reading.
This earned 50 points from Slytherin and detention for all of them. The group had decided that enough was enough, and they all worked up a plan to show to Potter what he was missing.
Oh, whoops. Your mom. I didn't get it in time. Okay. What to Potter?
How do you like the feeling?
Show to Potter that what he was missing.
I haven't read this one part.
Oh, okay. This is, of course, infuriated the Silver Eaters even more, and one time Blaze had sent a Jinx hex to Potter for being so ignorant. This earned 50 points from Slytherin and detention for all of them. The group had decided that enough was enough, and they all worked up a plan to show to Potter what he was missing. The spring ball was coming up, a dance for all 8th years and 7th years. As it approached, Pansy convinced Draco to tag along, and he reluctantly agreed after being blackmailed to not having any dessert in the Great Hall. I am going to play this next part in a part 2. Be right back.